Oh, este tiene un tormentazo. Muy buenos días, muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, queridos amigos. Como siempre os digo, dependiendo de cuando estéis viendo el directo o el vídeo que genera el directo. Una noche más aquí para seguir jugando a este Agatha Christie, asesinato en el Orient Express. No me entretengo más y nos vamos con el juego. Estamos aquí en la habitación de esta mujer. Entramos en el mapa mental y continúa con los interrogatorios. 6 pasajeros interrogados. Tenemos que interrogar a 6 pasajeros. Pues nada, a ello vamos. A la señora Hubbard. ¿No se llamaba Hubbard o algo así? Ah, no, el capitán. Que estoy en la primera clase.
I certainly didn't expect such a resistance.
Este no tiene tiempo para
I
mí.
need to be sure before accusing the captain.
No tiene tiempo para mí este. Esta gente van a estar todos en el comedor, así que vámonos para el comedor directamente. Vámonos directamente al comedor. En el baño no habrá nadie, ¿no? Digo yo.
Most of the passengers pass by the bar during the day. They eat, drink, write. Maybe I can use this information for my investigation.
Venga. ¿Qué pasa aquí? ¿Cómo averiguar quiénes son zurdos? Bueno, la mejor forma de decir a alguien es diestro o zurdo: pedirle al señor que se fije en las manos de los pasajeros, al señor Faucher. Preguntarles abiertamente a los pasajeros si son abiertos zurdos. Preguntarle a Bus si esa información está registrada en algún sitio. No creo que esté registrado en algún sitio porque no es obligatorio para subirte a un tren decir, oye, mira, soy zurdo o soy diestro. No. El señor Faucher no sé quién es. Preguntarle a la gente, pues nos puede mentir. No, nos puede mentir. Yo diría preguntarle, en verdad, aunque corremos riesgo de que nos mientan. Podemos fallar, no pasa nada. Si fallamos no pasa nada.
No.
Eso no
not
es.
good.
Entonces que se fijen en las manos.
Yes, it could work.
No sé quién es el señor Faucher,
Appears to
pero
be an observant young man and serves the passengers regularly.
¿cuál es la mejor forma de...? Seguimos con lo mismo, ¿no? Pedirle a cada uno que sujete algo. Pedirle a cada uno que escriba algo. Yo creo que escriba, ¿no?
Good.
Eso es.
Yes, if I ask them to write something trivial, they may
Eso
do
es.
it instinctively with their dominant hand.
¿Cuál es la mejor forma de saber si alguien es diestro o zurdo? El señor Michael recuerda una conversación sobre las manos de los pasajeros. Debo recordar si las personas a las que ya he observado usaron la mano derecha o izquierda. Antes hemos dicho que pedirle al señor Faucher y ahora es lo mismo, pero al señor Michael. No sé. Ahí tengo dudas. Es que recordar a la gente que ha utilizado... Lo que pasa es que este es muy egocéntrico. Venga, vamos a decir esa y si no, la primera.
Good job.
Venga, a recordar.
Yes, I will remember which people use their right
Yo,
or left.
tú sí, pero yo no.
That's the right answer.
Yo no lo recordaría.
Mademoiselle Debenham, I have a few questions for you.
Of course.
¿Dónde estaba anoche?
Let's start with your movements last night.
There's little to tell. I went to bed and slept.
Did you know the man who was killed?
I saw him for the first time during lunch yesterday.
Did you notice anything about him?
Well, if I believed in auras, I might say he seemed dark.
Escribe tu dirección.
Would you mind writing your address on this paper for me?
Not at all.
Diestra. Ah, pero no lo voy a tener que apuntar.
That's it. Mademoiselle Debenham
No lo tengo que apuntar,
is
se va a acordar.
left-handed.
Y me lo va a anotar seguramente. Me lo va a anotar
Thank you for
seguramente.
your assistance,
Ay.
mademoiselle.
He quitado. Ahora sigo hablando. ¿Ves? Pero aquí, ¿ves cómo me lo marca ya? Aquí ya me marca que es diestra. Venga, seguimos hablando con ella.
Mademoiselle Debenham, I have a few questions for you.
Of course.
Do you recall what time Mademoiselle Olsen went to get some aspirin from Madame Hubbard?
I remember glancing at the clock. She left our room just after 10:30 p.m.
Was she away for a long time?
About 5 minutes.
That confirms what Madame Hubbard told me.
Realmente no tengo que apuntar nada porque todo lo dice en el mapa mental. Todo lo va a decir en el mapa mental.
Do you smoke by any chance?
No, I never have.
No fuma.
Do you own a scarlet nightgown?
No, it isn't mine.
Whose then?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You do not say, I have no such thing. You say, it isn't mine, meaning that you know who it belongs to, am I correct?
Oh, I see. No. I woke up this morning about 5 a.m. with the feeling that the train had been standing still for a long time. I opened the door, and I saw someone in a scarlet kimono some way down the corridor. Her back was turned. It was impossible to see who it was.
I understand.
A mí me pasó igual, pero yo creo que era rubia la que llevaba el kimono.
Thank you for your assistance, mademoiselle.
Bueno, ya hemos terminado con ella. No, ya tenemos a uno, ¿no? Vale, ya tenemos a uno.
Mademoiselle, I am sorry to disturb you, but I need to ask you a few questions.
Are you the investigator?
I am.
We are lucky you are on the train. What do you want to know?
¿Qué hizo anoche?
I hear, mademoiselle, that you were the last person to see the murdered man alive.
I do not know. It may be so. I opened the door of his compartment by mistake. I was much ashamed. It was a most awkward mistake.
You actually saw him?
Yeah, he was reading a book.
And what did you do after that, mademoiselle?
I went in to the American lady, Mrs. Hubbard. I asked her for some aspirin, and she gave it to me. I usually carry extra aspirin for the refugees, but I gave mine to a camp in Turkey. They needed it more than me.
Vamos a ver. Con esto de hacer los capítulos por día, se me van cosas, ¿eh? Vamos a ver. Analiza a este personaje para saber más de ella. Analizando a este personaje, con esta mujer vamos a ir a tientas. Esta mujer tiene pinta de tener 46 años. Tiene pinta de ser ama de casa. No sé por qué. Pero es intuición. Y diría que por los rasgos sueca, ¿no?
I do not
Pues
think
no.
that's the right answer.
Vamos a mirar a ver si es enfermera. Vale, sueca, enfermera y 46 años.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Voy a ir por orden, pero tengo ansiedad por saber si es de ella el kimono. Porque yo creo que era rubia. Vamos a ver, la puerta adyacente a la habitación de Ratchet era la de la señora Hubbard, que es a la que ella fue a ver.
Did Mrs. Hubbard ask you whether the communicating door between her compartment and that of Monsieur Ratchet was bolted?
Yes,
And was it?
yes.
And after that, what did you do?
After that, I went back to my compartment, took the aspirin, and lay down. That was around 10:50 p.m.
No, 22:50. Es la hora que dijo la otra.
Is there Anyone else in your compartment?
Yeah, a young English lady. Very nice, very amiable.
After the train left Vinkovsky, did she leave the compartment?
No, I am sure she did not.
Why are you so sure, if you were asleep?
I sleep very lightly. I am used to waking at a sound. I am sure that if she had come down from the berth above, I should have awakened.
Did you yourself leave the compartment after that?
Not until this morning.
El kimono.
Do you have a scarlet silk kimono, mademoiselle?
No, indeed. I have a good comfortable dressing gown of Jaeger material.
Pues no.
Do you smoke, mademoiselle?
No, I can't stand the smell of tobacco.
Pero no estás haciendo bien la pregunta. ¿Fuma usted cigarrillo electrónico? Es la pregunta. Porque todo el mundo te está diciendo que odia el olor a tabaco, pero es que el líquido del cigarrillo electrónico era de plátano. Escribe.
Perhaps you will be so amiable as to write me down your address.
With pleasure.
Diestra.
Mademoiselle Olsen is indeed right-handed. This was a very interesting conversation, mademoiselle. I thank you.
If you have any other questions, I'll be in my compartment. Good luck, Mr. Poirot.
Nuevo nodo, una contradicción. Vamos a verlo. Selecciona dos elementos que revelen la contradicción de la señorita Debenham y la señorita Olson. Mademoiselle Olson se fue a la cama sobre las 22:55. Según Mademoiselle Olson, Mademoiselle Debenham durmió toda la noche del tirón. Mademoiselle Olson se tomó una aspirina a las 22:30. Mademoiselle Debenham vio a una mujer en el pasillo a las 5. Vale, pues entonces dice que durmió toda la noche del tirón. ¿Qué hace? Que durmió toda la noche del tirón y que vio a una mujer a las 5. Por lo tanto, no puede ser. Ahí está.
Strange, this story. If Mademoiselle Olsen is such a light sleeper, why didn't she tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham getting out of bed? She even made a point to tell me the opposite. Et voilà.
Ahí lo tenemos. Ahí lo tenemos. Confrontar a Mademoiselle. Venga. Ahí tenemos algo para hacer, espérate. Vigila las manos dominantes. Vale. Esto es ver la foto nomás. La mano dominante es la diestra, porque ha cogido la copa con la derecha.
Brilliant.
Este hombre es diestro también.
Nice. That's the right answer.
Vale. Esto era lo de recordar. Y esto, diestro zurdo, ¿qué dice? Más. Que tenemos que interrogar a la gente. A ver. Aquí hay otro. El quién fuma. Venga, ¿quién fuma? La señorita Hubbard. Señorita Hubbard no fuma.
Brilliant.
Este hombre fuma.
Fantastic.
Este hombre no fuma.
Think, Poirot.
Ay.
That is not a
¿Cuánto?
good
Fuma,
answer.
fuma, perdón,
Are you
fuma.
a smoker? Yes, sir. Adequate.
Fuma. Es que ahí te recuerda la conversación, pero es que ya te digo. Este no.
I must admit,
Ah, pues-
I'm not right.
Pues sí, porque se bajó en el.
Fantastic.
Se bajó en el tren.
I'm right again.
Vale. Se bajó en el andén a fumar con el revisor. ¿Más cositas para hacer? No. Continuamos con los interrogatorios. Vamos a ver
I'll
el
keep an
italiano.
eye on them instead.
Mira, ese es diestro y este también. Esta mujer está escribiendo con la
And
derecha.
observe her instead.
Vale. Venga. Podemos seguir haciendo lo de la mano dominante. Diestro, diestro y diestro. Son los 3 diestros.
My little dress
No hay duda.
did not let me down.
Ah, este es el que se tiene que fijar en las
Monsieur
manos.
Fauché,
Sí,
may I disturb you?
era el
for a
camarero,
moment?
que es que
Of
no...
course. How can I help?
Vamos a ver, ¿dónde estaba
It
usted
is,
anoche?
of course, about the murder of Monsieur Ratchet. Can you tell me your movements last night?
I understand. Yesterday evening, I took a break at Vinkovsky station with Hotaru. We then went to our quarters in the staff accommodations, a section of the luggage car. Freya was there, reading, and I went to bed right after. Freya is there now, I think, and Hotaru is in the kitchen.
No sé quién es Freja.
They can verify my story.
What time was this?
11:30 p.m. or
Es que no
a
tengo
bit
ni idea de
after.
quién es
The
nadie, en
snow
verdad.
is beginning to fall heavily.
I see. Thank you.
Tengo la memoria... Escribe tu dirección, que de ti no
Can
sabemos
you
nada.
write your address on this paper, please?
You want to pay me a visit?
Who knows, Monsieur Fauché?
Diestro también.
He is right-handed, there can be no doubt. Are you a
¿Fuma
smoker?
usted?
I'm trying to quit, but yes. I'm now down to just 1 pack of cigarettes a week. If you're looking for a heavy smoker, you should talk to Hotaru.
Otaru es el cocinero.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
Otaru es el cocinero. ¿Por qué me sigue
Monsieur
dejando hablar
Fauché.
con él?
May I disturb you for a moment?
Of course. How can I help?
¿Por qué me sigue dejando hablar con él?
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if
Pues este
I
no era
have
el que yo
more
le tenía que
questions.
pedir que vigilara las manos de la gente. ¿O no era este? ¿Ves? Pero no me deja. No me deja pedirle nada. No sé.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
¿Y ya está? Ese hombre es diestro también.
So, Poirot, I hope...
I have not...
Vamos a hablar con el cocinero.
Ah, Monsieur Maury. Would you have a few minutes to...
Otaru, ¿no? Era
I have
Otaru.
some questions to ask you.
Do I look like I can answer questions? The room is spinning. My head is about to explode.
You were celebrating
malito.
last night?
Celebrating. When Freya always wins. Ah, what am I saying? If you want my answers to your questions to make sense, help me recover. You see there, the magnet on the fridge. That is my special recipe. I call it my day after survival tonic. If
Ahora
you
le
could
tengo que
make
preparar
me
un
my
tónico.
special tonic, I might survive long enough to answer your questions. John knows the recipe very well. He can help you with the preparation.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. If I must, I must. I will make you your day after survival tonic.
Este es japonés. Es chef. Y tiene 55 años. Rápido y veloz. Corre como el viento, perdigón. La receta. Zumo de medio limón. 15 centilitros de agua con gas fría. 6 hojas de menta y 5 centilitros de zumo de jengibre. Pues venga. Vamos a ver si se la podemos hacer. ¿Lo qué es? ¿Y cómo quiere que encuentre yo aquí algo, hijo? Menta. Limón. Jengibre.
I'm missing half of the tonic ingredients.
En el almacén. Estará en el almacén, ¿no? Digo yo. Siempre me suelo dar una pechada de huerta para nada. Aquí hay algo. Un bigote.
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend. Monsieur Fauché, may I
A ver si este
disturb
tiene
you for
alguno de los ingredientes.
Of course. How can I help?
¿Ve?
Monsieur Fauché, I need your help to prepare a cocktail.
What is this phrase? This is music to my ears. What can I fix for you? A mojito? A gin and tonic? Or perhaps a martini? Shaken, not stirred?
It's not for
A
me,
mojito.
but for Monsieur Maury.
A mojito.
Ah, his day after survival tonic. Unfortunately, I know it well. Bring me the ingredients and I'll prepare it for you right away.
Monsieur Fauché, may I disturb you for a moment?
Of course. How can I help?
Here is everything that was listed on the magnet.
Excellent. I can take it from here. Mr.
Venga.
Poirot, I'm uncertain about the lemon juice. Is it half a lemon or a full lemon for the recipe?
Medio.
Half a lemon.
I can't remember if Hotaru prefers it with ginger or without. Do you remember?
Llevaba jengibre, ¿no? Llevaba jengibre.
I can assure you that he will want the ginger.
There you are, sir. Hotaru will be himself again.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
¿Te imaginas que me lo he inventado? Es muy probable, ¿eh? Que me lo haya inventado. Medio limón y zumo de jengibre, vale.
Here you go, Mr. Moore.
Aquí lo tiene.
I hope this will help you.
Thank
yo
you very
también.
much. Please give me a moment while it takes effect. It will be a while, I'm afraid. But I will not move from the kitchen.
Since I have to wait, do you know where I can find Mademoiselle Nielsen?
She is in the staff quarters in the luggage car. If the door is locked, John will have the key.
Thank you. I will return. I hope you have a speedy recovery. It's locked.
Está cerrado. Mira este.
Monsieur Maury told me that you are the one who has the key to open the luggage car door. I will need it.
Yes, that's right. Here it is. Please don't forget to give it back to me.
I will
¿Te la
not
traeremos?
forget, Monsieur Fauché.
Te la traeremos de vuelta.
I have a favor to ask. Could you visit the
Ahora le va a
passenger store
pedir
in
que
the
mire lo de las
roof
manos.
and explain there has been an error with their allergy and diet form?
But, Monsieur Poirot, I made no errors.
Of course not. Call it a computer error.
Yes, it is possible, but even if I can see this is part of your investigation, I do not understand it.
I would ask that you observe which hand each passenger uses.
Ah, you wish to know if they use the right or left hand when they write?
That is my intention.
I will take on this mission for you.
Excellent. That's it. It's open now.
Muy bien. ¿Qué le pasa a esta con la llantera? Carta. Espérate. A ver si hay algo por detrás.
A deck of cards. I suspect they were reading diamonds and spades instead of books.
Ajá, por eso está malito.
Empty rum bottles.
Claro, por eso está malito. Por eso está malito. Porque se han hartado esta noche. ¿Hay algo por aquí? No.
Hello, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I ask you a few questions?
I don't have a minute. My career is ruined, and it's not my fault.
But how did this terrible thing come to pass?
My supplies, passenger luggage, our living space. There is so little room. I gave the cargo handlers in Istanbul strict instructions how to stack my crates containing the ingredients I need for my desserts, so as one box is used up, it can be discarded.
And these fools of cargo handlers did not follow your instructions?
Ignored completely. I have 4 crates that must be moved from there to here to correct the order they are stacked. But placing the wrong crate on top of a smaller crate will crush it, its contents,
Vale,
and
esto
my
se me da
career.
bien
Calm yourself,
habitualmente.
mademoiselle. I understand. So, the
Que
problem
es trasladar
is these 4
la
crates
caja de un
must
sitio a
be
otro,
moved
siempre
there.
quedando una más chica que otra
Carefully.
Yes,
encima.
I have to move these 4 boxes from this location to here. But there is not much space to move the boxes, and I have to be careful never to put a bigger box on top of a smaller one, or the smaller crate will be destroyed.
The problem is clear. I shall assist you.
También podía coger la caja grande de abajo y arrastrarla y ponerla allí. También. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. No. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Este. Aquí. Aquí, perdón. Este. Aquí. Aquí. No. Sí. Aquí, 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 aquí. Venga, pues ya he hecho yo. A ver. Aquí, vale, ya. Aquí y aquí. Y este aquí. Ya tenemos la más grande debajo. Este aquí, este aquí, este aquí, este aquí, este aquí, este aquí. Ya está hecho. Ahí lo tienes. ¿Ves? Se me suele dar bien.
You are a lifesaver.
Or at least a dessert saver.
Thank you, thank you. I will gladly answer your questions.
Este se me suele dar bien. Venga, ya podemos hablar con ella.
Can
Cuéntame.
you tell me your
no sé.
movements of last night?
Last night after dinner, I stayed in the kitchen until 12:15 a.m. Then I joined Jean and Hotaru in our quarters. Then all of us read quietly in our
Sí,
beds
Ale.
until we fell asleep.
A very studious staff.
Sí, sí.
However,
Ale.
Monsieur Maury doesn't seem to have followed the same literary pursuit as the others.
Como una medusa acabaron ellos.
Do they have something to do with his hangover?
Anda, va ahí a leer. Y me quedé en la cocina, vale, me parece bien. Aquí es donde está la papa.
I rather think that you didn't just
Ale.
read last night.
What makes you say that?
¿Botella vacía o baraja de cartas? Yo creo que botella vacía del tirón. Selecciona que pruebe que está mintiendo. Las botellas vacías.
The empty rum bottles. Were there labels
Cualquiera de las
part of
tres
your
valía, vamos.
reading last night?
My fault. I must have left them there before I put them in the bin. And these are straight from the bar. Our passengers must have drunk them.
I have my doubts. But why would she feel the need to lie?
Va a ser el dolor de cabeza, va a ser, pero vamos a ir a la baraja.
That deck of cards. I imagine that you didn't spend all evening reading.
Yes, you're right. We played a little last night, but it wasn't long. Nobody really wanted to.
Knowing about the card game does not seem
No.
to further my
Es que Otaru está malito.
I spoke to Monsieur Mori. He seemed to be quite hungover. He even asked me to make him his day after tonic. He blurted out, "Freya always wins." Wins what? Looking around, it is clear you were gambling and drinking most of the night.
You don't understand. It's late when we're off duty, but we need to unwind. And now there's been a murder? Yes, I admit it. We went overboard last night. But please don't tell Mr. Book. It's against regulations. We could all be fired.
Mademoiselle, I realize your difficult jobs have been made more difficult. But as you say, there has been a murder. I must have the truth.
Of course. I'm so sorry.
It's not such a crime. I'll leave it there and check in with Monsieur Fauché.
Escribe tu dirección, por favor. Primero, ¿es
Do you
fumadora?
smoke?
No, I never have.
Thank you.
No fuma. La
Would you
dirección.
mind writing your address
A
on
ver
this
con qué
paper?
mano escribe.
I'm asking everyone on the train for addresses, in case I need to contact them once they leave the train in Paris.
I understand.
Con la derecha.
Yes, that's it. Mademoiselle Niersen is right-handed. Thank you for your answers, Miss Nielsen.
You're welcome.
Vamos a ver el mapa mental. Vuelve con el señor Mori. ¿Quién fuma cigarrillo electrónico? Todavía no lo sabemos. A ver si ya está mejor. Oh, este tiene un tormentazo.
How are you?
It's better. Thank you.
Then may I ask you some questions? It will not take long.
Quickly, please. I have hungry passengers to feed.
Bueno,
Très bien. Can you tell me your movements last night?
Oh, nothing special. When I went off duty, I joined John and Freya in a compartment. I read for a short while, then went to bed early.
Reading? I'm not sure you have recovered enough to tell me the truth. Don't waste what little energy you have recovered to lie, Monsieur Mori.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Poirot. You're right. It obviously wasn't reading that made my head hurt like that. But if you told Monsieur Book, it could mean my job.
I will keep your secret, but I am investigating a murder. You must tell me the truth.
Thank you.
¿fuma usted?
You are a
Mucho.
heavy smoker.
My job. It is very stressful.
Would you happen to know who vapes on the train? A banana flavor?
Oh, yes. The smell disgusts me. What is wrong with the good tobacco?
I do not have time to answer that. Who is it?
I've only seen one person who vapes. It's Captain Arbuthnot.
Captain Arbuthnot.
Anda, pues
I
ya vamos a ir.
see.
Ya vamos a ir a verlo.
Please write your address on this paper.
My address? I don't see why.
I think I hear Monsieur Book approaching.
My address? Yes, of course.
Es diestro también.
Another right-handed person. Not surprising, most people are. Your testimony was invaluable to me. Thank
Vamos a
you.
tener que ir a hablar con el
Take care,
capitán
Monsieur
Aburno,
Murray.
¿eh?
My palate depends on your good health.
A ver este que ha descubierto.
Here is your key. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
About the little favor I asked of you.
Aha, but of course. I was able to get new allergy forms from guests who were in their compartments. Monsieur McQueen, Monsieur Masterman, Count and Countess Andreni, they are all right-handed. I also asked Princess Dragomirov, but she had her assistant, Madame Schmidt, sign for her. She is right-handed as well.
You have exceeded my expectations. Well done. Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
Bueno, y digo yo ahora, la señora del estornino, ¿por qué no ha querido escribir ella? Aparte de que porque es princesa. Este ya no me va a decir más nada aquí, ¿no?
Of course.
Ah, venga.
So, Monsieur Fauché, are you
Pues sí.
trying to hide things from me? I know about your little party last night.
You are not a detective for nothing. I'm sorry, Monsieur Poirot.
Pero no me ha dicho más nada.
Thank you, Monsieur Fauché. I'll come back to you if I have more questions.
¿Aquí quién hay?
Captain Arbuthnot,
Ah,
I
aquí es,
know
aquí es.
that
Es
you
verdad, la
are the
105
only
era la
person
otra.
on this train to smoke e-cigarettes. We found a vial of e-liquid at the crime scene. Will you talk to me about this, or should I pass on what I've learned to the police?
All right.
¿Ve?
Come
Abre.
in if you must.
Abre, abre, ya puede abrir tranquilamente. Bigotito, bigotito dorado. No.
I have just a few questions.
Pues habla con él.
Very well. Let's hear them.
Encuentro con la señorita Debenham.
The young English lady, Mademoiselle Debenham, was at the Tocatlian Hotel. Perhaps you met her there?
We exchanged a few words. Fellow Brits abroad, that sort of thing.
¿Qué relación tiene usted con ella? Porque en el andén estaban ustedes hablando ahí muy íntimamente.
What can you tell me about Mademoiselle Debenham?
Nothing whatsoever. We barely spoke.
The director of the Orient Express, Monsieur Bouc, thinks the assassin is a woman.
And that is enough to accuse her. She had nothing to do with this murder.
How can you be so certain?
The idea is absurd. Ratchet was a perfect stranger to her. She'd never seen him before.
Ah, did she tell you so?
Well, yes, maybe she did. She may have commented once upon his somewhat unpleasant appearance. If a woman is concerned, as you seem to think, to my mind, without any evidence, I can assure you that Miss Debenham could not possibly be implicated.
It is clear that the captain is
Sí, la
defending
defiende
Miss
mucho.
Debenham, a woman he supposedly doesn't know very well. What were you doing last night around 1:15?
1:15? I believe I was still talking to that young American fellow, Mr. McQueen, the secretary of the man who was killed. We were in his compartment.
He was a friend or acquaintance of yours?
No, I never saw him before this journey. We'd hit it off at dinner, and the conversation continued into the early hours.
Until what time was that?
Until 1:45 or so. Then I retired to my room and went to sleep.
There is nothing you can recall last night that in
Dime
any
algo.
way struck you as suspicious?
It's nothing. A mere detail.
Allow me to be the judge.
Well, before returning to my room, I went to the lounge car to get a glass of water. When I was passing through the first-class corridor, I noticed that the door, which is just after your room, 201, was not quite closed, and the person who was inside peered out in a furtive sort of way. Then he closed the door quickly. I know there's nothing in that, but it was the furtive way it was done that caught my attention. Struck me as a bit odd.
I understand. Thank you for letting me know.
A ver, ¿qué mano
Could you write down your
utiliza?
address here, please?
My address? If you insist.
La derecha.
This man is right-handed.
Y el líquido del cigarrillo.
Is this e-cigarette liquid yours?
What flavor is it?
Banana.
Well, that is awkward. That's my flavor of choice. But I have no idea what it was doing there, whatever.
Can you explain how it ended up there?
I have no idea. I never entered the man's room, Poirot. That's the truth.
Pues alguien que estuvo con usted lo quiere inculpar. Posiblemente, ¿no?
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Bueno. A ver si me da instrucciones de qué tengo que hacer ahora. Continuar con los interrogatorios. ¿Quién me quedaría? Conclusión del líquido del cigarrillo electrónico. Vamos a ver si podemos sacar alguna conclusión. Dos elementos importantes descubiertos durante el interrogatorio. En la escena de crimen había un cartucho de líquido electrónico y el capitán es la única persona que tiene y este con este. Ahora, dice, el cartucho de líquido de cigarrillo electrónico pertenece al capitán Arbuthnot. El capitán Arbuthnot tiene coartada para el momento del crimen. Pues a ver qué conclusión sacamos. No puedo acusar al capitán Arbuthnot. Su coartada lo protege a pesar del cartucho encontrado en la escena del crimen.
Captain Arbuthnot is the only passenger to smoke an e-cigarette. Even if this liquid in Ratchet's room is a solid clue, he has an alibi. I cannot accuse him without any other proof. That's the right answer. Pardon this intrusion, Mademoiselle Olsen, but something you told me earlier confuses me.
Oh, please, come in.
Bigotito dorado. Bigotito dorado. No.
How can you be sure Mademoiselle Debenham was in bed all night?
As I told you, I am a very light sleeper. The slightest noise wakes me up. If Fraulein Debenham had gotten out of her bed, I would have heard her. I got up this morning around 8 a.m. She was sleeping soundly.
Confrontación. ¿Cuál de estas frases contiene una mentira? Como le dije, tengo el sueño muy ligero. Me despierto al menor ruido. Si Debenham se hubiese levantado de la cama, le habría oído. Me levanté esta mañana hacia las 8 y ella estaba profundamente dormida. Es esta, ¿no? Porque dijo que se había levantado a las 5, ¿no?
I know there is a clue somewhere to
Esta
prove
no es.
she's lying. Are you certain you would have heard her?
Yes. Why are you asking?
Selecciona un elemento que pruebe. Se despertó a las 5.
I spoke to Mademoiselle Debenham.
Era la otra
She
la que se
told
despertó.
me
Yo creí que era esta.
that she got up around 5 o'clock in the morning. She opened the door and looked down the corridor. It was then that she saw a woman in a red kimono. How do you explain that?
I think I must have been sleeping very soundly not to have heard it. Oh, but does that make me a suspect?
I am not accusing anyone, mademoiselle. Do not worry. I am just trying to determine what happened last night. Thank you for your testimony.
Confronta. Vale, ya hemos hecho la confrontación. Continuar. Vale, hemos terminado. Era ella la última. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Nuevo nodo. Coartadas. Mapa mental. Venga, vamos a ver las coartadas de la gente. ¿Quién tiene una coartada que puede confirmar a otro testigo, no? O no, que pueda confirmar a otro testigo. Este hombre estaba hablando con este. Con este. Esta durmió toda la noche, como confirmó ella. Fue a ver a ella. A ella. Y esta mujer con él. Clavado.
That was easy.
Y aquí está este hombre esperando que yo venga a informarle.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
There is no trace of the murder weapon on the train, as yet.
Pues no,
The
no
killer
la hay.
could have hidden it anywhere.
It must be somewhere.
Indeed, as you say, it must be somewhere.
No, la ha podido tirar por la ventana, vamos. Y enterrarla en la nieve.
According to Dr. Constantine's report, the stab wounds were made by at least one right-handed and one left-handed person, and with different strength. For the moment, everyone I have checked is right-handed. It is impossible to draw any conclusions as yet. However, I still have a few people to interrogate, notably the Russian princess.
You still have many avenues to explore?
Indeed, the case is far from over, mon ami. I identified the person responsible for the bottle of liquid for the vape found at the crime scene.
So, this is our culprit? Do we hold him?
No, unfortunately, this bottle belongs to Captain Arbuthnot, but he has an alibi, confirmed by Monsieur McQueen for the time of the murder.
Monsieur Bouc, Monsieur Poirot.
Michel, calm down.
But
A
if
ver qué ha
Mrs.
pasado.
Aubert, she says she found the murder weapon in
Ole,
her room. She's
venga,
very
vámonos.
upset.
Let's go, Poirot.
Aquí, ¿no?
I demand to be allowed
Aquí,
to
aquí.
leave this train.
Madame, we are in the mountains, trapped in a snowdrift.
Stating the obvious, there is a murderer among us. He had the audacity to hide his weapon in my room.
Please, Madame Hubert, take a deep breath and tell us what occurred.
¿Dónde está el cuchillo?
Where did you find the knife?
I wanted to get a handkerchief from my purse, and when I opened it, I saw it. A bloody knife. Am I next to be murdered?
I very much doubt the murderer would give you his weapon.
What do you mean?
Madame, he would have used it.
Oh, I haven't.
Did you touch the knife?
Of course not. What a question.
I will take that as a no.
Dámelo. Dame el cuchillo. Bigotito, bigotito dorado. Bigotito antes de coger el cuchillo. Nada. Abrimos el bolso y aquí está el cuchillo.
Is this knife the real murder weapon, or is it a red herring?
¿Tiene algo sospechoso aparte de la sangre? No.
Mrs. Hubbard is distraught, Poirot. I should stay with her. Please go on without me.
I have every right to be distraught. Thank you, Mr. Bouc.
Dr. Constantine, we may have found our murder weapon. We need to make certain.
There is a pretty quick way to be sure. I have estimated the depth of the wounds. You can easily find the depth of each wound by comparing the width. There are 5 of them that I am not sure about. Test them, and then we will compare our results.
I will do as you say, Doctor.
Venga. Esta. Debo comparar el tamaño de las heridas con el grosor de la hoja del cuchillo. Vamos a ver. Por cada herida de profundidad, 1 centímetro. 1 centímetro. Ah. Anchura 1 centímetro. Bueno, ¿y cómo veo yo la anchura de la herida? Es que no me dice cuánto tiene la herida. Pues ¿cómo quiere que lo sepa yo? Bueno. Vamos a ver.
This is wrong.
No.
But I'm never far
Vale,
from
esto
the
es para que yo más o menos estime, ¿no? Pero vamos, esa es de 8 centímetros por lo menos de ancho, ¿no?
No, not
No.
good.
Encuentra la profundidad que podría coincidir con la forma del cuchillo. Hombre, desde arriba se vería mejor. O desde abajo. A ver. Ah, por la longitud más o menos. Unos 9 centímetros, ¿no? Ahí está. Vale, es por la longitud. Esta, yo diría que unos 8. Esta yo diría que unos 7. Esta yo diría que unos 5. Vale.
Voilà.
Me ha costado, pero lo he entendido.
What do you think, Doctor? Is this knife really the murder weapon?
There can be no doubt. You found the same depths as the estimates I made during the preliminary autopsy. I can assure you that you hold in your hands the weapon that took Ratchet's life.
Y ahora se despierta.
Thank you. I feel way better now.
The rest gave you time to sleep off most of the effects of the drug.
I'm still a bit groggy.
That's understandable.
Are you able to continue your story now?
Yes. Yes, I think so. Where was I?
You were explaining how you returned to the Armstrong house to tell them their poor little child was dead.
Yes, that's it. I felt helpless. My part in the case was officially over, but I knew I couldn't let it go. Daisy deserved justice. 2 days later, I returned to the Armstrong house to tell them Daisy would be released soon for burial. I was angry with myself that I couldn't bring them better news. I wasn't prepared for more tragedy.
Encuentra al coronel Armstrong.
Good morning, Colonel Armstrong. Is your wife here?
Here? No, Sonia is not here. Always one step behind. She died of a miscarriage last night. My wife, Daisy, and our baby. My whole family is gone.
I'm so sorry. I came straight here this morning. I received word that you can arrange for Daisy to be returned to you for burial. I didn't know.
Well, then, now you don't have to come back. I can arrange for Daisy, my wife, and our unborn child to be buried all at once. Very efficient. Being a military man, I can appreciate efficiency.
I know how hard this must be for you.
No, you don't know. I don't want your sympathy. I want you to do your bloody job and catch the creature that did this.
I know you won't believe me, but I swear to you, I will find who did this. If it takes me to the far corners of the earth, I will find them.
Then go. Please go now. Go find them.
Normal que esté enfadado. Yo he sido la que le ha dado la noticia de que su hija ha aparecido
Nothing's been touched.
muerta.
It's as if Daisy might walk in at any moment and begin to play.
All units, hikers in the vicinity of the cabin where Daisy Armstrong was found spotted a pickup truck drive through the barricade tape and then head up the dirt road toward where the subject cabin is located. Any car nearby who can respond?
Unit 28, we can respond, but we're a ways away.
Dispatch, this is 11. I'm on it.
Copy that. 11, you good to go.
Copy that.
Esta es la cabaña donde apareció el cadáver de la chiquilla.
Okay, there's the pickup. Let's see who ignored our barricade tape. 11 here. I'm at the cabin. Someone has broken in.
Are you requesting backup?
Not yet. I'm going to take a look around.
Copy that.
Deberías hacerlo. Deberías solicitar refuerzo. Tú sola para todo. Vamos a echarle un ojito a la camioneta antes de... Esta pueden ser las rodadas del 4x4.
Has entered a police secured area. I have to stop him first. Footprints.
Mira, están esta y esta. Que esta... Ah, espérate, que van para afuera. Van para afuera. Por aquí. Vale, ahora. Escúchame, pedazo pie, ¿no? ¿Por ahí? ¡Ah! Madre mía. Tenía ya hasta escalofrío por la espalda, ¿eh? Míralo. Ahí está, te
Don't shoot,
encontré.
officer. I'm on your side.
Sir, keep your hands where I can see them.
Sure, no problem.
Sir, this is a crime scene. Who the hell are you?
I'm a reporter. Boston 6 News. You can get us on cable even here in the mountains.
They haven't heard of crime scene tape in a big city like Boston?
All right, that wasn't my best move. I got all excited. I didn't expect to find the place deserted. It was hard to resist.
You should have tried harder. I'm placing you under arrest.
You should be thanking me. Look what you apparently missed and I found.
We'll get to that, but you're going to answer some questions first.
I'm more used to asking questions, but fire away.
¿Quién es?
Who are you exactly?
I'm Michael Clark, journalist for Boston 6 News. Off camera, but someday I'm going to be anchor. You just wait.
Do you have a way to prove that?
My press card's in my truck.
¿Qué está haciendo aquí?
What are you doing here? You should know a crime scene is off limits.
I'm investigating the Daisy Armstrong kidnapping like you.
Does the pickup parked in front of the cabin belong to you?
Yes, indeed, it's mine.
I'll check. Show me your hands. I'm gonna cuff you.
I'm sure we can work out a deal.
Put your hands in front of you.
Esposado. ¿Y ese búnker?
Aren't you gonna read me my rights?
You have the right to remain silent. I really wish you'd exercise that one.
Vamos a mirar la camioneta.
Dispatch, this is 11. I intercepted a suspicious individual at the crime scene. I'll check to determine how badly he's compromised it. Then I'm bringing him in.
Copy that, Detective Locke.
Vamos a comprobar la camioneta. Ahí está el carnet. Por ahora ha dicho la verdad.
Clark's press card, and the phone number of the newspaper is on it. Ah, good. I can give them a call.
La cámara. ¡Oh! ¿Por qué está usted investigando a la familia? ¿Qué están haciendo esta gente?
Candid photos of the entire Armstrong family. A reporter
Mira
just
la
doing
niña.
his job. Or something else?
A ver qué hay en la guantera.
The glove compartment
Ah,
is
con llave.
closed.
Pues vamos a pedirle la llave al muchacho. A ver qué hay aquí. Ahí está la
Car keys
llave,
in the
vale.
sun visor. A classic hiding place. At least on TV.
A ver en esta qué hay. Nada. Use la llave. Una cartera. Ábrala. ¿Esto qué? Clark Michael.
Clerk's driver's license seems to be in order.
Sí. Y entonces el carnet de prensa también. La tarjeta del museo. ¿Y esto qué es? ¿Un certificado de qué?
The vehicle registration is not in the name of Michael Clark or a rental company.
¿Y a nombre de quién está? De Stephen Baker. Está a nombre de Stephen Baker, el objetivo.
Telephoto lens. Not so surprising for a journalist.
Pues nada, vámonos. ¡Ay! ¡Qué susto me ha dado! Vamos a ver. El número era... 613487. Creo yo, ¿no? Sí. Que el 7 está borrosillo. Llama.
Hi, I'm Detective Joanna Locke, Berkshire Police. I'd like to speak to an editor, please.
One moment, please. Hello, Detective Locke? This is Abby Wilson. I'm a senior editor. What can I do for you?
Does a man named Michael Clark work for you?
Yes, he does. Why?
Venga, cuéntame cositas.
When was the last time you heard from him?
Oh, it's been at least 7 or 8 months. That's not unusual.
He works in the field?
Yes, Michael Clark is what we call a stringer. He works as a freelancer, comes up with a story we can use, we pay him, then we don't hear from him again for several months.
What kind of stories does Mr. Clark write?
Mr. Clark is an investigative reporter, mostly crime stories, to tell you the truth. He comes up with some pretty macabre stuff some of the time. Is there a problem? Or a story?
Do you remember what the last case he investigated was?
It was a murder case. The victim was a millionaire named James Miller. He was called the Frozen Fish King of Gloucester, Massachusetts. His body turned up in one of his nets. Or, rather, most of it did.
Ah, well, thank you, Ms. Wilson. You've been a great help to me.
Pleasure. I hope he's not in trouble. He can be a little pushy, but he's a good guy overall. So what's he working on now, Detective? Are you sitting on a story?
Thanks again. I don't need to talk to the suspect right now.
Ah, vale. Entonces, a investigar el búnker. Abre el búnker. Era... 3892. 3892 era.
Yes, I knew I could do it. I can always use safecracking as a career move.
Y esa era.
There. Now let's see
Madre
what
mía,
secrets you're hiding.
Y te va a meter ahí sin nadie detrás que pueda vigilar que no te cierren la puerta, chiquilla. La misma lata de gasolina que tiene este hombre ahí.
What the hell is that gas can?
No me gusta investigar con linterna, me pone tenso. Esta lata la tiene este en el coche. La misma.
The cap's been damaged. And some gasoline has leaked out.
Dale a la luz. No vea. Vale. Y ahora, aquí tendré que seguir los cables.
Let there be light.
Bien. Bien, bien. No me he confundido. Abrace.
Perfect, it works.
Yo estoy viendo que en cualquier momento me dejan encerrado, tío. Vamos a ver, ¿por qué está marcado el 24? La fiesta de Astro. Lo tiene marcado.
24th, the day of the kidnapping. They knew about the party and everything.
Lo tiene marcado todo. Venga, con el ruido. Y encima el ruido que hay metido, pues... ¿Hay algún momento que deje de hacer ruido? O yo tengo que... A ver. No, yo ese ruido tengo yo que callarlo de alguna forma. Vale.
Use a new light bulb.
Con la escoba. Pártelo. No. Yo ese ruido tengo que callarlo de alguna forma. Tiene que haber algo con lo que yo pueda interactuar y cambiar. Vamos a ver, ¿ves? Porque aquí ya no hay ruido. Ahí no hay nada. Vale. Vale. Dando luz otra vez. ¿No? Dando la luz otra vez. Pero ya tengo la puerta abierta, entonces ya esto no va a hacer ruido. Vale. Ahora, sí. Este. El 1. Siete.
Yes,
3.
I knew I could do it. I can always use safecracking as a career move.
Ah, me creí que me iba a encontrar algo chungo. Un boli.
An expensive looking pen with the initials JM? What's its story?
JM. Un origami.
It's Daisy's hair clip, the same as the picture I saw at the Armstrong house.
Mucho dinero, ¿eh?
That looks like a hair. Caught in the
Hay
band
un
around the
pelo.
knee. Forensics will tell me for sure, but that doesn't look like Daisy's color. These get locked up again until forensics get here.
¡Oh, qué susto me ha dado otra vez! Yo le voy a dar la luz. Yo me voy a ir con luz. No vaya a hacer que a oscuras me encuentre a alguien ahí. Corre. Venga, sal corriendo.
I'll secure the bunker for forensics.
Ahí está.
Progress at last.
Venga. Y ahora vuelve. Que teníamos que ver algo. La gasolina. La gasolina, que es el mismo bidón.
The gas can
Y
I
falta
found in
uno.
the bunker would match this outline perfectly. Okay, time for forensics to attack that bunker. And Clark?
Es que esto lo he visto yo antes.
He's too sure of himself. I need to get him into an interrogation room and find out what really makes him tick.
I know my rights. You can't keep somebody locked up in a car like this, you know. You wouldn't do it if I was a dog. Do they have bathrooms at the station? I have the right to make a phone call, Detective whatever your name is.
That phone is an outside line.
Hello, boss. It's Michael Clark. I'm still on the Armstrong kidnap, but there's a small problem. I got caught being someplace I shouldn't be. I'm at the police station. No, I'm not under arrest. Just questioning. Fire me. Why? The station's integrity? You're kidding me, right? If you think I've screwed up that badly, then fire me. Got that? Fire me. Yes, do it.
That didn't go well.
I think I got my point across. What happens now?
Go ahead. Then we'll have a chat.
Aquí lo dejamos ya por hoy. Ha estado interesante. Hemos interrogado a los pasajeros del tren. Ella se ha despertado. Hemos determinado cuál es el arma del crimen. La hemos encontrado. Hemos vuelto a la historia de la detective Locke. Y hemos descubierto a un tío sospechoso en un sitio sospechoso. Y lo tenemos en comisaría para interrogarlo. Y eso es lo que haremos en el próximo capítulo. Muchas gracias por haber estado ahí. Un besito y hasta mañana.